New poll finds majority of Americans do not care about celebrity opinions on politics. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. With social media now, we have all this access to so-called celebrities and stuff like that. We see how out of touch, how stupid and how vapid they really a lot of them really are. So we don't really care about what they have to say about politics because they live the lush life. They don't care who's really in office really because they don't have any issues, they don't have any problems. Inflation is not hurting them. So why would we care about what they have to say about politics? But I still find this rather interesting. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna share a couple articles about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I'll talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this first one comes from the Gateway Pundit, and they report that new polling indicates that most Americans don't care what celebrities think about politics. For years now, the left has counted on the approval of liberals in Hollywood to speak for them. We saw this ramped up significantly during the Obama years. Barack Obama loved to share the spotlight with famous actors, musicians, and other celebs. They, in turn, would fall all over themselves for any chance to spend time at the Obama White House and be photographed with him. Democrats tried to replicate this with in the Kamala Harris campaign with people like Oprah Winfrey, Lizzo, and a variety of Hollywood players. It failed miserably, mostly because voters knew that these folks were not suffering like average Americans under the policies of the left. That's what I was just alluding to. Now, the American people are making it clear for the Hollywood left no one cares what they think. The Breitbart News reports Americans, especially Republicans, do not want to hear political opinions from athletes and celebrities, an AP-NORC poll reveals. The survey, a collaboration between the Associated Press and the University of Chicago's nonpartisan National Opinion Research Center, was published Thursday. Just under 40% of Democrat respondents said they approve of celebrities sharing their views on politics, while just 11% of Republicans and 12% of independents said the same. Well, of course, a lot of the Democrats would approve, even though 40%, that means 60% do not approve. But 40% approving is really because most Democrats are, I mean, most liberals are Democrats. The overwhelming majority of them are Democrats. So of course, Democrats will want more cheerleaders on their team, so they care about the celebrities. But the answers regarding professional athletes were about the same. 39% of Democrats approve of them, piping up, but just 16% of Republicans and 15% of independents were in agreement. You may recall this cringe-worthy moment after the 2016 election when a bunch of Hollywood liberals begged electors in the Electoral College not to confirm Trump as president. I played this clip recently. I played it a long time ago, and I played it most recently a couple days ago as well. I'm just going to play a couple seconds of it. It's
Republican members of the
painful.
Electoral College, this message is for you. As you know, our founding fathers built the Electoral College to safeguard the American people from the dangers of a demagogue and to ensure that the presidency only goes to someone who is to an eminent degree endowed with the requisite qualifications.
An eminent degree. Someone who is highly qualified for the job.
The Electoral College was
I can't.
created specifically to prevent an unfit.
That's all I can do. It's painful to watch. It's painful to watch. But we probably won't see anything like this again in the near future. Thankfully, hopefully. But let's get BizPack review take on this. This is from BizPack Review. And they said that these numbers are probably easy to explain. Most celebrities are leftists, so of course Democrats support them running their mouths. Conversely, most Republicans don't, and that's what I was just alluding to as well. And amongst those who neither approve nor disapprove, independents lead with the whopping 49%. We already discussed the numbers, but celebrities are relevant because Vice President Kamala Harris desperately tried to grab every celebrity endorsement possible during this year's presidential election, but to no avail. Quote, the megawatt glare of stardom shining on the electorate may have reinforced an idea of a Harris campaign out of touch with ordinary American concerns, especially in an economy smarting from woes of inflation. An analysis piece from The Guardian published last month reads, and that's what I was alluding to as well. Like, they don't suffer like normal people suffer, you know? Or more bluntly, perhaps, the era of the celebrity endorsement is over. The piece continues. Hopefully so. But not necessarily. President elect Donald Trump also scooped a bevy of celebrity endorsements, but mainly from the relatively few celebrities who aren't raving liberal madmen and mad women. Celebrities like Joe Rogan, Hulk Hogan, Kid Rock, Jake Paul, Dr. Phil, etc. Plus, Trump's endorsement appear to have come organically, of course, whereas Harris's endorsements seem to have involved money, and it did. A lot of these people were paid to cheerlead for Harris. But quote, election accounting records show 1 million of Harris campaign cash was used to pay Oprah Winfrey, which I did an entire report on, a production company through the star herself, though the star herself was not paid the Guardian notes. And she tried to say, well, I had to pay my staff for this. $1 million though for a short interview, for a 30-minute interview. Are you for real? But quote, the campaign also paid for a reproduction stage set for Harris's sit down with the Call Her Daddy podcaster Alice Cooper, and I did a separate video on that as well. And recall that in October, Harris appeared on the salacious Call Her Daddy sex podcast, where she received fewer than 1 million views on YouTube. So basically threw her money away. Contrast that with the 47 million views minimum that President-elect Donald Trump appearance on Joe Rogan's podcast received on YouTube. That's just YouTube. It played on Twitter, and it also played on Spotify as well. But regardless, it turns out that Harris's campaign spent six figures just to build a set for her podcast appearance, according to reporting from the Washington Examiner. Quote, money can't buy you love or a good candidate, a Trump campaign advisor quipped to the Examiner. Republican political strategist Brad Todd, meanwhile, argued that Harris's loss isn't a lesson on money being irrelevant in elections. It's instead an indictment of the vice president's bad messaging. Quote, advertising is a pretty important source of information for swing voters, he said. It no doubt matters, but it's not enough. It doesn't matter if you have the wrong message and it's not delivered in a compelling way. And that's what I was arguing during the entire election time. She comes off as inauthentic. She don't answer questions, and when she do answer questions, it's just platitudes, and she's not really good at messaging. Well, what her campaign was missing was an effort to break with the unpopular administration she has been a part of, he added. True. Still, there's no doubt that Harris wasted a lot of money, up to $1 billion. In fact, as previously reported, she spent so much that by the end of the election, her campaign was reportedly $20 million in debt. And y'all know I did a whole report and stuff on that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. What do y'all think about the celebrity endorsements and stuff? Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.